for you. Don't creep past me. There he is. There he is, Lil Richard Richardson.
Evan, yo, word am I there when they fight this nigga getting broke up? Word am I there? Are you gonna post this?
You're trash. Devin, you trash.
You're not gonna post
Devin,
this.
I have you
He can only say the same thing.
B3 Big CV, man, we back again. Y'all tap the like button, follow the channel. We definitely working, help the channel growth. Shout out to the Sports Talk Network, the People's Network. Hey, we building. I got my brother D Free in here. Make sure y'all follow D Free Sports Talk. Salute to CDK Boxing. What's happening, CDK? How you feeling? Hey, okay. Hey, we growing. We growing. And man, listen, we got a phenomenal show for today. Really, I want to talk about uh top rank signing with the zone and getting locked in with the zone. I feel like that's great for the sport. And let me just say this, right? For everybody that's coming in, we doing the channel a little different, and we are doing members only panel. Now, those who, can bless the Cash App or have other means, they can't, do the membership, that's fine. Tap in with me, lock in with us, and, we'll have other avenues. But I'm doing giveaways monthly starting with April 1st. I am going to actually increase it. I thought about it because since we have 12 active members right now, we're going to do, instead of the $25, we're going to do $40. So I'm doing that on TikTok as well as YouTube. It's going to be a $40 type raffle for everybody that's active on the membership. So please join the membership if you can. That's greatly appreciated, right? Now, and it's grassroots, so we building from the ground up. So we need that support. We're not getting any YouTube money, and I'm doing this full time on TikTok and YouTube. So I definitely need that support. I appreciate my brother Free joining the membership, and a lot of other people that have joined the membership to ensure that the channel can grow. Now, let me get to the show topic. Free. We're gonna cook like this to start us off. We're gonna talk top rate signing with the zone. What's your thoughts on that deal? Reportedly they're gonna have 8 to fight cards a year. What's your take on that? And then we'll get into the rosters later. We're gonna talk about the rosters as far as top ranked roster versus other rosters in the industry right now. And maybe we'll set up a 5v5, something of that nature based on whether we want to see a top rank versus Matchroom, because they are talking about quite a few fights, like a Xander Boots and amongst others. Break that down, Free. What's your thoughts on top rank signing with the zone?
That's a good move. That's one less hurdle that they got to worry about now that they on the same platform. It's not so much okay who platform this fight is going to be on. So when you can eliminate a hurdle, it makes it that much easier for these fights to get made. Now it just comes down to who's the A side and the money split. You eliminate that hurdle of what platform this fight is going to be on, because we all know when you with a promotional company and you on a different platform, that promotion company want their fighters to fight on their platform. So when you eliminate that, now it comes down to, okay, where's the location going to be at, and how much is the split is going to be between the fighters. You eliminate that hurdle. So I think it's a good move for Top Rank. I think it's a good move for the zone, because the zone needs room and the Golden Boy cards. But let's be honest, majority of the top fighters are over on PBC and Top Rank. Matchroom is building up their stable. They added Jerron Businis, they added Shakur Stevenson. So they building up their stable, but you still have the premier fighters that people want to see is on Top Rank and PBC. Golden Boy that people really care about seeing, and that's
Let me
Virgil and Williams Zapata. They have a couple.
and Ryan. Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you, and what's going on, Vay? Appreciate you pulling up, Vay. You see, we building. Thank you for the support always. Who do you see right now, based on the rosters, the promoters the promotional rosters for you, who do you see as the top one right now? Just as far as the roster, maybe if you could see maybe like their top
The
5 or
top
top 10 guys.
roster,
Hmm.
I would say it's between Top Rank and be coming back over there on PBC. You got Tank, you got David Benavidez, you got Sebastian Frendora, Earl's supposed to be coming back. You got Earl Spence, uh, Jamel if he actually comes back. You got Jamel, you got Jamal. So they still have those guys that a lot of people like to see. Top rank, they got Adula Mason, who's a new champion now. You got Xander Zayas, he's a unified champion. You got Keyshawn Davis. You got Monster Inouye. So they got a lot of young guys that's coming up. So I would say it's between Top Rank and PBC. Like I said, Golden Boy, they got two stars that people like to see. Matchroom is trying to grow their stable, but it still comes down to Top Rank and PBC as the two premier platforms or promotional companies, I should say.
Absolutely. Yeah, and now the on with the I think I do like the Matchroom roster at right now based on them having Boot, Shakur, Bam. They do have, and of course, they got Callum Smith, who's coming up to fight David Morrell. So they got a definitely a lot of names right now, and I know I'm omitting a lot, right? As far as Queensberry, they have a talented heavyweight roster, right? And, it's a lot. They got a lot of UK fighters. They got
Yeah.
Yadi Herrera as well. No baby, who's the interim at 135. So it's boxing is in a good place right now. Now with top rank boxing, I don't know if you saw the graphic free of who top rank like as their flagship fighters moving into the future. And the main ones is Abdullah, Xander, and Keyshawn Davis. Now, what's your take on those three fighters? Do you feel like they can carry Top Ring as a brand, or do you see somebody else maybe that they need to sign, or maybe you think Scooter Davis might be the future? Break that down, free, based on
I mean,
Top
yeah,
Ring kind of positioning Abdullah and Xander and Keyshawn.
yeah. I mean, like I just literally just pulled up top ranked fighters. The first person you see is Xander Zayas, then it's Keyshawn Davis, Adula Mason, Emiliano Vargas, Shushu, um, Sammy I cannot pronounce his last name. They do got Scooter Davis. Top rank got Scooter Davis. Um,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know Top Rank had Scooter Davis. Yeah, so
yeah.
those are the upcoming guys right now. Those are the future of boxing because all of those guys are 26 or younger. Because I think Shushu might be 27. Shushu might be 27, but all of those guys are still in their mid to early 20s. So those are the upcoming stars. If I say somebody that they should try to get that I see that's out there, I like the guy, the body snatcher that's with Pro Box. I like him. I think one of these top promoters need to get him. I forgot, I cannot remember his name right now. I just know him as the body snatcher, and he's from DC. I cannot think of his name right now.
Is that
But
they
he
call
fights
Ben
on Pro
Johnson?
Box.
Ben Johnson? I think it's Ben Johnson. Maybe.
Is that John? He fights at 147. I know he fights at 147. He's been on a couple of pro box cards late last year. He fought on the under the Lamont Roach promotion. That was the first time that I seen him. Lamont Roach had put on a fight right there at Merlin Live, and it was a lot of guys from DC, and he was on there. But I think they should get him, or at least one of these top promoters need to get him because I think he's going to be a star in the future. I'm trying to think who else is out. Oh, you got Keith Cologne, who's looking for a promotional company. Um, you got Ofacio, who's looking for a promotional company. Um, so it's some guys people haven't been paying attention to because they're not behind a big promotional company, or I should say a big promotional company is not behind them, but they are fighting on those promotional company cards. Like Keith Cologne, he's fought on top ranked cards before. I believe he's fought on Danny Garcia promotional company card, and I'm trying to think. I think it's somebody else promotional company he fought under as well. But I know he fought on top rank a couple of times. So there's some young guys out there that I think either top rank, Matchroom, PBC, or Golden Boy can possibly get if they looking for some new fresh stars that's in the making.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe it is Ben
What is this
Johnson.
guy name?
Ben Johnson with 7-0, 7 KOs free. Um, I don't. It didn't show him listed, but maybe it's somebody else. Um, man, CJ Rich, salute, bro. Appreciate you pulling up on us. We simulcast, or I guess we'll do it. Call it a dual stream on D3 Sports and B3 Picks TV. We definitely building. Make sure y'all tap the like button and follow both channels. Help our channels grow. And support if you can. Bless the super chat if you can. The super thanks, the PayPal, anything like that is all greatly appreciated. Hey, we grassroots, so we build it from the ground up, and we need that support on a regular. So we definitely appreciate you. Join the membership. We doing giveaways every month. So this will be the first month, April 1st. We're going. I upped
It's
it.
not. It's not Ben Johnson. It's not Ben Johnson. I know Dub Rice. I know who he is because Dub Rice I like him too. But no, it's not
Mm,
Ben Johnson. I'm looking at Ben Johnson now. It's not him.
okay,
I'm gonna figure out who it is. I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna figure out who it is. But I know he's fought on the Pro Box.
got you. I got you. And so yeah, so we got it's an exciting time. Right now. We have a lot of activity now. Top Rank is signing with the Zone. That kind of makes a lot of the fights I would deem to kind of be easy to be made between Matchroom and Top Rank. I mean, we'll see how everything plays out. There are reports that Jared Anderson is going to be signing a co-promotional agreement with Queensberry Promotions. So I'm pretty sure that means that he'll be fighting some of the UK heavyweights, some of the Frank Warden heavyweights. Maybe he'll get a Joe Joyce, somebody like that. Maybe not his first fight back, right? But eventually. So we'll see what Queensberry and Top Rank have in
Right.
store for Big Baby Anderson. Go ahead, Free. Would you?
What's going on, CJ? No, I was just saying what's up to the people in the chat.
So, what's your thoughts on this Xander versus Boots matchup? Free, like that'll be a kind of like a co-promotional type of situation, possibly where both of the promoters probably have a stake in a fight, and they may even look to do a 5v5, make it a big event, maybe even a ring event. Do you foresee that fight happening, or do you feel like it's going to be a lot of kind of hurdles to get that matchup over the line?
Actually, it makes it that much easier for the fight to happen now that Top Rank is with the Zone. It makes it that much easier because it's not a matter of co-promotion because it's going to be a co-promotion because Bob Erm is the promoter of Xander and Eddie Hearn is the promoter of Jerron Businis. So it's going to be a co-promotion. It would have been a matter of where the fight is going to be shown at. Would it be on the Zone or would it be quote unquote on the Tubi? Because remember, Top Rank was putting a few of their fights on Tubi at the beginning of the year. Now that Top Rank is with the Zone, it makes it that much easier for the fight to happen. Now it comes down to where's the location, not so much of who's going to be, what platform is it going to be on? It's the location because We know Xander Zayas wanted to have his fight in Puerto Rico, but if he's getting a fight with Jerron Bucenis, Jerron is probably not going to go to Puerto Rico to fight Xander Zayas, and I think Xander Zayas will concede to fighting in the states, being though that this is the biggest name fighter that Xander Zayas has been in the ring with. So, like I said, I think it makes it that much easier for that fight to happen, though.
One 100%. And I'm looking at it now. Now they also have that Abdullah Mason versus Joe Cordina. So a lot of fights is kind of laying themselves out for this 5v5. Talk about that matchup, free Abdullah Mason versus Joe Cordina. Do you feel like that's a tough fight for Abdullah, or one he can kind of, navigate and win comfortably? Bureau sir, what's happening?
I watched a couple of months ago, and he looked good at 135. Um, but I don't think he's a tougher opponent than Sam Notes was for Abdullah Mason. I think Abdullah Mason still wins this fight, and I think he wins it fairly easy because Sam Notes like fighting on the inside. Joe Cordina is more of a mid-range or a distant fighter. Well, fighting at mid-range or a distance, that's fighting to what Abdullah Mason likes. The better defensive fighter. I think Abdullah Mason have more power than Joe Cordina. So I don't think Joe Cordina really has a chance to win on an off night. Other than that, if Abdullah Mason comes in and he's the Abdullah Mason that we used to seeing, I don't think Joe Cordina wins this fight. I think Abdullah Mason wins this fight easy, and he possibly stops Joe Cordina. We've seen Joe Cordina get stopped before, and I think the guy that stopped Joe Cordina in that fight is nowhere near the puncher of Abdullah Mason or the the arsenal that Abdullah Mason has. I don't think they're two different levels of fighters. So I don't really see Joe Cordina having an avenue to a victory.
Yeah, and shout out to Vay. I appreciate you. Support both channels for sure. Hit the like button if you can. Hit the follow. Bless the channels. Help the channels grow. That's what we need. Now, okay, so that's two fights down. Um, Let me think of another matchup. Somebody that needs a fight.
At
I like.
140, I like Emiliano Vargas. I like Emiliano Vargas versus I want to say somebody one of the UK fighters. I'm not going to say Africa because I don't
Mhm.
know if Africa even takes that fight. But I
The
like
one
I
four
like
fight.
one of those UK fighters versus Emiliano Vargas at 140. Another good fight.
Maybe like somebody that's up and coming from the UK. Let me look at Matchroom. I need
Yeah,
to
to
pull
get
up the Matchroom roster.
yeah to
So that
get
way
give
we can get him acclimated
Emiliano
when we get
Vargas
some. Shout out
a
to Diz
test.
too. Right, 1000%. Let me see. Okay, we're gonna look at the super lightweights. Okay.
Nah, I don't think Keyshawn chumped Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason said he said, I'm right here. When we you get past your fight, I get past my fight, and we can set up that fight. Abdullah Mason's he ain't back down from Keyshawn. But we know after that whole altercation or that whole exchange of words on the platform and Keyshawn missed weight, Keyshawn plan was to go to 140. He never planned to fight Abdullah Mason. His plan was to go to 140.
Is Cambosis, is that too big of a name for Emily? Oh, he said he want a former champ. Shout out to Dr. Cam. So that might be the fight. I see Cambosis right here. You think that's a good fight for
No, I think
Emiliano, though?
that I think that's a That's a great fight.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Shout out
that's
to
a
Dr.
what's going
Cam.
on, Cam?
Appreciate
That's
you.
a great fight for Emiliano Vargas. That that put his name on the map fighting against Cambosis because I mean Cambosis is known for beating Tio. He's been in the ring with Devin. He's been in the ring with Loma. He's been in the ring with Africa. Why not get in the ring with an upcoming guy like Emiliano Vargas? That will put Emiliano Vargas name on the map as one of these contenders now. No longer would they look at him as a prospect; they look at him as a contender now. So I like that fight for Emiliano Vargas.
Now, the only other person I could kind of see on the matchroom side of things was Ernesto Tito Mercado. Now, I didn't see any really matchroom 140s right now. I'm sure they could find somebody, right? But just the hypotheticals. What's your take on Tito Mercado? Free? Are you impressed with him? You know, he had that stoppage over Pedraza and a few other good fights. And what do you think about a fight between Ernesto and Emiliano?
Um, that's a good fight. You got two upcoming prospects. Because Makino is not a contender right now. Emiliano Vargas is not a contender right now. They're still in that prospect stage. Um, so I mean that's a good fight. If you really want to see where Makito is at and you want to see where Emiliano Vargas is at, that's a good fight because one of those guys is going to lose, but it's also is going to push the other guy to out of being a prospect to being a contender.
1000%. I appreciate you, Dr. Cam. Hey, we definitely growing the channel. We've been working. It's been a grind. 11 months in, our year anniversary will be April 15th. From us producing content on the channel. So I'm thankful. I'm extremely blessed and thankful, man. And shout out to the lovely doctor. That's what I'm talking about, putting color in the chat. I asked God, I said, I want genuine people around me to want to see me do well. And we've had color in the chat every day since we our monetization 3 weeks back, going on, we haven't completed 3 weeks, but 2.5 weeks. So I'm thankful. Appreciate you, combos with Cam. Make sure y'all follow Cam too. Beautiful lady, great conversation. You can definitely find peace and understanding about life and mental health and different things that we go with as humans. So and good people. So Cam says, salute to both of you. Peace and blessings to you always. Thank you for that. And thank you for that encouragement and that love today. That's what I'm talking about, man. Teamwork made the dream work. We're gonna keep building. Shout out to pugilism in here. We definitely growing. All right, so maybe we'll get so out. We done set up our three fights on our 5v5. We got right now the main event, Xander versus Boots. Um, Co-main event, Abdullah Mason, Joe Cordina. Third fight on the card, uh, Emiliano Vargas versus George Cambosis Jr. I like that card already. And we got to just figure out who else is somebody that's kind of should be is being moved by either Matchroom or Top Rank Free.
Hey,
Is there anybody you could think of that you what's going on,
hey,
Dang?
hey! I got one for you. I got one for you. To move Abdullah Mason out of the coal main, we put Bam Rodriguez versus Monster Inouye.
Man, that'll be fire. But now, yeah, they didn't use anyway on their graphic. So I'm leading to believe free that I mean he's no longer under a contractual agreement with Top Rank. Dang, what's happening? Free, what you think about that fight? What's your thoughts on that matchup? Do you foresee that's one
Might
that
have
Bam can
fought
win?
his last fight.
You said Keyshawn press Mason again, dang. Free, can
Yeah,
you hear
it's
me?
one that he can win definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, no, it's definitely one that Bam can win. Um, It's just a matter of, is Bam going to be defensively responsible? We've seen Monster anyway get sat down multiple times now in his career. Um, I mean, we never seen Bam Rodriguez get sent down. We never really seen Bam Rodriguez get tested. So it's a matter of, is Bam Rodriguez really what we believe he is, or is it just the level of opponents that he's been facing that Bam Rodriguez has just been much better than? So it's going to be a test. I think Bam Rodriguez can win the fight. Will he win the fight is the question.
Yeah, now he did. Now Estrada did put Bam on his pockets, and he got back up and to stop Estrada. That was a I would say Estrada was a
Oh, he
tough
did.
test. Yeah. So and then he fought through adversity. I know that one fight. I want to pull up this kid's name so that way I have it on record because I never say his name. The guy that broke Bam jaw, Bam had to fight through that. I mean, that was a wild fight. Let me see. Um, I believe, yeah, that was the yep, Christian Gonzalez Hernandez. 16-2 and 1 fighter right now. He fought Bam when he was 15-1, and they fought for the title. He got a title shot, and yeah, he gave Bam a little bit of trouble, but Bam has kind of just showed that he can adapt and adjust over time, and put great performances on display for the public. So Bam is definitely in the driver's seat. Now, in a way, it's not listed on Top Rank's roster anymore. So I do believe his contractual obligation to Top Rank has ended, and you know he's doing a Nakatani main event in Japan next. So that I'm looking forward to that matchup. As far as Bam, maybe let me think of what can happen at 126. Because you got Angelo Leo, we got Shushu Carrington. So top rank roster is really is nice in my opinion. Of course, you want depth, right? Um, but it's a lot of potential there. Okay, so I gotta see. So you said Keyshawn Press Mason again. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, where they gonna fight though? Like it's all seemed like promotion. Like it's like Keyshawn is doing the Ryan Garcia, and just putting himself out there and promoting. It's like, are you going
Man,
47? Like, what are you
Keyshawn
doing?
need to
Go ahead, free cook on it.
yeah, Keyshawn need to do something. I'm not even yeah, I'm not even stressing Keyshawn right now. He just out here calling out a lot of people names. I didn't see man in the ocean calling out Pitbull, calling out Devin Haney, calling out Ryan, and this man is calling now. I'm hearing that he's calling out Abdullah Mason. Keyshawn, just line up a fight. That I will be happy once you line up a fight. I don't care about all these call outs because all you're doing is doing a bunch of yelling. You're doing all these call outs. You're not signing any contract. You're not signing any offer. So you doing all these call outs. You and Abdullah Mason is on the same side of the field. I will believe that you are the A side over Abdullah Mason. So why are you not sending Abdullah Mason an offer? Why are you waiting for Abdullah Mason to send you an offer? There's no need of calling out Abdullah Mason if you're the A side. You can just send him an offer and say, "Hey Bob, let's line this fight up." You're the A side. Now I can understand you calling out a Pitbull Cruz or a Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney. They're the A side of you. Abdullah Mason is not the A side of you, Keyshawn. What are you calling out Abdullah Mason for? That's why I don't care about him calling anybody out because he just doing a bunch of yelling. He ain't making no fights.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000% on that. Now, when you look at the landscape for Keyshawn Davis, free, break that down. What do you see like as a couple of fights that you actually want to see him in and test himself? Who do you foresee as a guy that's going to either has the opportunity to beat him at 140 or 147.
I mean, there's three fights he can get at 140 right now because we know he's not going to fight Shakur, but you could fight Antonio. I mean, Antoine. You can fight Antoine. You can fight Africa. You can fight uh 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 Dalton Smith. Those are three fights you can fight. I would say maybe Africa the only one that will actually try to say he's the A side over you. I don't think Dalton Smith really cares about A side or B side, and I know Antoine don't care about A side or B side. So there's three fights right there that he can have if he wants those fights. I don't hear him calling out not near one of the champions at 140. He's talking about 47. I didn't hear that man call out not near champion at 40.
Yeah, he right about that, Free, and I definitely don't feel like he's looking to stick around at 140. It's looking like he's trying to put himself in a position to go to 147. Now, I mean, if he can get a title shot with Lewis Crocker, I'm happy for him. If that's the fight that, you know, I mean that could be on the that could be on our 5v5, right? Lewis Crocker versus Keyshawn Davis at 147. You know, that'll be a top rank versus the zone. I like that fight. Now, outside of that, mm, I definitely want to see Keyshawn mix it up. I know this is both top rank guys, but Tiger Johnson versus Keyshawn Davis is a phenomenal fight at 147. So I like that fight as well. So it's some options on the table for Keyshawn, uh, whether they be, domestic options, they call them domestic dust ups, and or like, foreign, international options, right? Lewis Crocker, Liam Pardo. He may can
Hmm.
fight Nathaniel Collins. Nathaniel Collins is well, not Nathaniel Collins, excuse me, Connor Walker. Connor Walker would be an interesting fight. So, well, he'll probably stop Connor respectfully, but that'd be a good fight. Um, you said Tiger would get beat up
Yeah,
versus Mason Keyshawn.
that's another good fight too.
What's that? Talk to me, Free.
Um, I don't know if he will. I mean, I would favor Keyshawn in that fight because I think Keyshawn is a bigger puncher than Tiger Johnson. But I'm not 100% sold that Keyshawn beats Tiger Johnson. Tiger Johnson looked a lot better since he's been at 47. He's looking a lot better. I'm not 100% sold. I would favor, but I'm not sold. I mean, I would
These are
favor
strong words,
Tiger
Dank.
Johnson
Dank.
right now because I would favor Tiger Johnson right now because Abdullah Mason is at 35. So Abdullah Mason jump up two weight class. I would favor Tiger Johnson.
Mm. Yeah, it looks like Tio was only gonna make big money fights. I don't think Tio and is gonna fight Tiger Johnson. But Tiger, Dank said Tiger would not be world champion. Mark my words. Mm, that's strong, my brother. Yeah, that's
I
strong.
don't know about that because right now 140 147 is weak right now. I don't
Yeah,
know about that.
and I could see Tiger
I
John.
mean,
I'll take Tiger
it's
Johnson to
weak.
beat Lewis Crocker. So we can't say he
Yeah,
can't
I
win
can
a
see him
belt.
beating Lewis Crocker. I
Yeah,
can see Tiger Johnson beating Dagon Rolly Romero.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm not gonna say nobody can win a title because you never know how these daggone titles get moved around and they line it up for somebody to have an easy title shot. So I'm never gonna say that a guy's not gonna win a title unless that guy is just purely trash. So I'm never gonna say anytime you've seen Rolly become a two division champion, I can't say anybody's not winning the title because I think Tiger
Yeah,
Johnson's a better talent than Rolly Romero.
yeah. Rolly kind of changed the boxing landscape forever. It's kind of hard to deny what he's done. And now people even calling him a three division champion free. Like even Shannon Sharp called Rolly a three division champion. Are you okay with that change in the sport to include interim titles?
No,
And and what should just break that down for the people.
no, you cannot include a interim title, and in the same breath, you don't include the quote unquote WBA regular belt. That don't even make sense. So you don't want to acknowledge the WBA World Championship, but you want to acknowledge an interim title. In that case, we might as well say Virgil is a two division champion. He's been a interim title holder in two different divisions. He ain't never been a world champion. We're not giving up no daggone interim title as a championship belt. It's an interim title. You are uh, that's like saying you are intern at a company. You're an intern. You're not an actual employee. You're an intern. That's what the interim title is. You're not an actual champion. You're an interim champion.
Man, teach free because the bot. I mean, this is it's just nasty. It's just. I mean, it's all type of disgusting because all the casuals going to do is they're going to take whatever the promoter sends. So if the promoter sends, hey, I want you to call Rolly a three division champion. He had a, that's all Shannon. They just going to regurgitate what they hear. They're not doing the research. They're not going to hold a line and hold down for history of the sport. All they're gonna do is they're just gonna take what they're being told and move forward, and then help with the promotion the best way they can. But it's up for the hardcores, the people, the purists,
And
the
they're
people
going
that's been
they're
around for
going
years
to
to know. Cook free.
they're going to lose that argument every single day. I'm like, he's a three division champion. What three belts did he have? Because if you can't name the three belts that he have, you can't say he a three division champion. So they're going to lose that argument every time we go. Oh well, he was a 135-pound interim title holder. That's not a world championship. That's an interim title, not a world championship. So I mean, no, I mean these people say certain things, but like I said, it's our duties at content creators and talking about the sport to let the people know exactly what's going on with the sport. That's what we are here for, to let them know what's going on in the sport and let them know what the real is. Because I'm not going to sit here and call nobody a interim title holder a champion. Yeah, they got a belt. So does the NFBA. That's a belt as well. That's not no world title. It's a belt though. All those little belts they was giving away over there in the UK when the zone was putting on them daggone fights. Those are belts, but they ain't world titles.
I'm with you. I'm definitely in full agreement that at least when an IBO free.
Right. I
Shout
mean,
out
the IBO is not even recognized as a world title. And from what Bernard said, he said the reason why they not recognized as a world title is because they don't enforce mandatories. So they're not recognized as a world title. So I mean, if they not recognized as a world title because they don't enforce mandatories, interim title holders don't enforce mandatories neither.
right. Right. Yeah, you have to count the regular. You have to count the WBA regular. Shout out to Pooh. Yeah, you have to count the regular. You have because that's the history of the sport. It's just the only reason why it's a conversation at all is because there's multiple champions in one sanctioning body. And that's not the fighter's fault. That's the sanctioning body double dipping and trying to keep their business afloat. That don't have nothing to do with the fighter. The fighter just go out there and get his money and kick ass. They're not dealing with the
And see,
politics that
and that
that's behind the scenes.
And that was because the WBA, when they first came up with the super title, it was for a good reason. But then they just started giving it to everybody. You don't need it. You the super title was so you can make the undisputed fight, so they wouldn't have to worry about the mandatory. They can make the undisputed fight. Once they become undisputed, you can take the super back. They don't have to keep the super. That was just so they could make the undisputed fight. That was the reason why it was created. And if you notice, the WBA Super is the only championship belt that do not have a mandatory. Everybody else have a mandatory. The WBO Super has a mandatory. It's just every 18 months, but they still got a mandatory. The WBA Super does not have a mandatory at all. It's the WBA World Title that fights all of the mandatories.
Now, Free, the based on the boxing landscape with Zuffa coming into play, like how
No,
what do
that's what
you
the
how
WBC franchise was trying to be like.
yes, but the marketplace determined that they couldn't. I appreciate everybody that stood against the franchise title and protected kind of Devin Haney, and it was more it maybe has a lot to do with Devin being in that position, but it was more so it being wrong and the fact that they said that it could not transfer, right? The status could not transfer, and then they allowed it to be transferred and allowed Tio was able to move around Devin, so it was like enough is enough. So shout out to the boxing public and a shout out to Team Haney and everybody involved, Matchroom or everybody that was involved to kind of ensure that you know we keep boxing on an even playing field as much as possible. There's a lot of corruption, but we want guys to get the opportunity. So I feel like that's of most importance. And, and let me say this real quick, while free on mute, man. Y'all tap the like button, follow the channel, help the channel grow. I see y'all in here. We definitely moving. Hold on, let me see. Free pulling back up. Okay, free. You on mute right now,
Oh
free.
yeah, no, yeah, I was just jumping off the other because it was delaying. My laptop was delaying, so I said, let me jump on my phone.
Got you. I definitely got you. And salute to Coach Eddie pulling up. I see y'all in the building. Y'all already know we do members only panels. That's really to ensure we kind of get our engagement and our growth the right way. Uh, this is not the free entertainment network over here. We definitely have to generate revenue. It's just that simple, and I'm gonna do my best to ensure that that happens, and we keep moving forward. We're gonna be doing a giveaway or like kind of like a raffle on April 1st. Everybody that's in the members, shout out to we got 12 active members right now. Shout out to y'all, and I appreciate the love and support. And hey, we're gonna have a giveaway. I'm gonna up it from 25 to 40, so that way, and then we're gonna just grow from there. So appreciate y'all, and we working now. Free, talk to me. So let me just pivot really quick, right now, because we kind of broke down our 5v5. Then we got 4 fights, but that's kind of difficult. We talked about the rosters in the sport. Which promoter is looking like they have the best roster right now, and we also talked about Top Rank signing with the Zone. Free. Now that you have that ultimate package, and I know I had talked you into locking that in. And I didn't know we was locked in for a whole year. I thought we was gonna be able to get out of it, but they got
Well,
us
no,
locked in.
you can get out of it. You just have to cancel your membership, so you can get out of it.
Right, right. But if
Um,
you want to not owe on it anymore, you got to cancel your credit card. Well, because they gonna
right.
try to bill you, they gonna try to bill you for the. So that's why it's
Well,
like,
I'm gonna tell you what was funny about that because the day that they was taking the money out of my bank account, I had just paid all my bills, so I didn't have enough to pay the membership, and it canceled it. It canceled the membership, so I was able still to see the zone. I just couldn't click on any of the fights. So as soon as my money hit the bank, it automatically took the money out. I was like, damn, I didn't even get a chance to tell y'all to go ahead and take it. Y'all took it off the break. So they took that joint immediately. As soon as the money hit the account, they took it.
Yeah, they want their money. They're not playing at all. Now, speak about this free, just about with all the people kind of, I mean, outside of Zuffa with who's with Paramount and PBC with Amazon Prime. Break. Do you feel like we're going to get our money's worth, or do you already believe we were getting our money's worth? They guarantee, they pretty much try to guarantee us 12 plus pay-per-views for the year. So, do you feel like it's worth it to have the bundle to ensure to make sure you can watch all the top ranked Golden Boy, Matchroom, Queensberry when they're available,
I
and the
mean,
pay-per-views?
it's worth it now. It's worth it even more now that Top Rank is over there because now you're going to be getting a lot more fights and a lot more a lot money's worth. You're gonna get a lot fights that your money is that's worth your money. So I think it's more um it's more what's the word I'm looking for? It's better for it now that Top Rank is there. So because if you think about it, if you had all these fights and they was on pay per view, you'd have been paying $75, $80, $100, or whatever the pay per view price is, on top of what you're paying for the stream. Now that the way that the zone did it, it's part of your plan. So you pay $45, you don't pay anything else. So it's kind of worth the money that you're paying because you're really because before they added that package, I think the zone was like 27, $28 a month. So they only added like another $17 or something like that.
1000%. Now I don't know if you would call it grandfathered in or whatever. I was on like a little special. I think I was paying like $13 a month or something like that. So and back in November when they had the Ben Eubank Jr. rematch, and then they had Haney Norman Benavidez Yard card right after that. I was like, it was kind of like I had to, bite the bullet because nobody want to pay for two pay-per-views back to back. And then, anyway was coming up in December. So it just made sense. Now everybody that's still, streaming or whatever the case may be, if that floats your boat, if it's successful for you, do your thing. God bless you and all. But I'm gonna be honest. I like the fact that I can pull up the zone on my phone while I'm moving around, and watch the fight with no problems. So I'm thankful for it. Let me bring in Coach Eddie to cook on some of these topics free. Coach Eddie, how you feeling today? Talk to us, Coach, and we're gonna and talk about a top rank signer with the zone. What's your thoughts?
All right, what's good, B3? What's good, D Free? Shoot, man, everything good, brother. I like the move, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are starting to collaborate, man, and they have to do these things, man, because like you said, with Showtime going out of business, HBO going out of business, a lot of these platforms that were staples in boxing, even as far back as Friday night fights and Tuesday night fights, these were staples that I grew up watching, man. You had Tuesday nights was a USA boxing. Got some good matches there. Friday night fights. We seen some classic matchups there. We had Showbox. We had Showtime Championship Boxing. HBO after dark and HBO show Championship Boxing. We also had Pro Box, not Pro Box, but Showbox. Shout out to Pro Box for doing their thing also. I think we got to big up that platform because they put on some good shows, man. So anyway, Top Rank is a big player in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? And we need those promotion companies to stay afloat because, like I say, the way of doing business, man, everything is different. We went from 8 tracks, we went from vinyl, 8 tracks, cassettes, CDs to streaming. You know what I mean? So everything's going to change. Everything can't stay the same, man. So, like I say, that old business model of everything, well, the pay-per-view business model. I'm gonna say this because you touched on it a little bit earlier with what the zone did. It was smart what they did. They basically lowered the price point. are the pay-per-view in the essence. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, bro. Everything is sky high, man. Groceries is high, gas is high, auto insurance is high. Everything, all the cost of living has went up all the way across the board. And a lot of people don't have that disposable income, to be able to drop $80 on the pay-per-view. If you buy two pay-per-views, your cable bill gonna be like 350 at the end of the month. Cause they already
Yeah.
charge you like 150 for the cable bill. So you're gonna be like
Mhm.
320 and some change, basically a used car. You're gonna have like a little car note. You know what I mean? For cable.
Absolutely.
So they lowered the price point, man. So that was good, man. So now what they doing now, they forcing these guys to fight each other because the fight has to be deemed pay-per-view worthy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you just can't put
Absolutely.
fighter A in with anybody. You got to make sure that it's another marquee name or this guy bringing some type of value or some type of fan base. Bringing something to the table, so to speak. You just can't just put anything on pay-per-view. And I'm not trying to criticize PBC, but people got some fights were pay-per-view worthy and some fights that had no business being on pay-per-view. And I think the reason why they were doing that, they were just basically like, look, we'll just take anything we can get for pay-per-view. That's why they always had that low guarantee. We'll give you low guarantee, the quote unquote Al Heyman, the back end special. You'll get your money on the back end. What we learning now, a lot of them guys didn't get their money on the back end. You know what I mean? That's what we learning now.
Yeah.
So everything changed. The old back end special that ain't work out for a lot of guys, man. That's why Virgil Ortiz and Boost fight didn't happen because go ahead, D3.
No, I think it was because these fighters wanted a certain amount of money, and Al Heyman was like, well, us, hey, y'all not worth that type of money. Well, if you think you're worth that type of money, we're gonna put it on pay-per-view. Let the fans pay for it. If they pay for it, then you'll get the money on the back end. But when you say that these guys wasn't getting the money on the back end, what they thought they was going to get, it didn't reach that threshold because the network and the company had to make sure that they was getting a profit and they was being able to pay out all the stuff that they had to pay out. They're like, hold on, we got to make some money first before these guys make money. So they gave them a threshold. Sometimes it might have been 150,000 buys, or it might have been 250,000 buys. It all depends on whatever the threshold was. And so when these guys are like, oh, we ain't getting no money on the back end because you didn't sell. And so that's why I think when people say, oh, these guys didn't get money on the back end, it's because that fight didn't sell the way they thought it was going to sell.
I agree with that. That's what happened with Ryan and Devin. They were gonna do something to what Tank and Ryan Garcia did, and that wasn't the case. I mean, we all know that Ryan and Tank did 1.2, but then Devin and Ryan were like, hey, yo, Oscar De La Hoya with the rest of our money. And Oscar De La Hoya had to break it down. Say, look, y'all didn't sell for 300,000, man. It is what this is y'all money. This is what y'all earn right here. He had to go to the books and show them the books. Y'all didn't sell like y'all thought y'all was. That's saying with the streaming services and the piracy going on, it's hard to get that pay-per-view number. Right now anything 200,000 or over is deemed a success with the rate of piracy. And back then the bar used to be what, 1 million? That used to be successful.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it
bar has
was
been
like
lowered so much because of the piracy. 200,000, that's deemed success right there.
yeah, the average back when Floyd and Manny and those guys were fighting, the average was like between 350 and 500,000. That was the average pay-per-view. And Floyd and Manny and all those guys was doing like a million. Well, Floyd was doing a million pay-per-view buys. So when you had Floyd, that's why Floyd was making so much money because they was doing a million pay-per-view buys. But everybody else was doing somewhere between 350, 500,000, which was still good. It just wasn't on the level of Floyd.
Yeah. And let me just say this real quick, coach, and I'm gonna let you get in, coach. Hey, salute to Quick We pulling up, man. Appreciate all the support and all the love. If you in the building, tap the like button on my channel and on D Free Sports Talk. Hey, great conversation. Go ahead and cook, coach.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I say, Floyd and Manny, those were the biggest guys that were pulling in, the largest pay-per-view numbers. I think, like I say, Floyd number one, Manny was number two. They were pulling in some good numbers, man. Before that it was Holyfield and Tyson. Tyson was pulling in crazy numbers on the pay-per-view. I think Holyfield was doing decent numbers also. But like with the piracy and all that stuff, man, it took the pay-per-view game. Pay-per-view game took a hit, man. And then not only that, there was a lot of them fights really didn't belong on pay-per-view. They were good fights, but they really should have been on Showtime Championship Boxing. But I think a lot of the money it got ran through. So maybe they didn't have as much money as they started off with. Because remember, Showtime, it gave Al Heyman a budget. And he was overpaying a lot of these fighters, man. They got to keep it 100, just like when Eddie Hearns came in. He was overpaying fighters. And the Zone had to slap him on the hand and look, man, you done ran through all this money, man. You gave Canelo Alvarez $300 million. He didn't hardly fight nobody for that money. You messed that money up. You paying guys like Mikey Garcia $7-8 million to fight Jesse Vargas. That's a bad investment. That fight wasn't worth that type of money. So that's why you see Eddie Hearns is now tight with that money now because they slapped him on the hand. Like, bro, you can't mess our money up like that no more. You messed up too much money. They thought they were signing Canelo Alvarez. They thought they was gonna do something for him, and it really didn't. It really became a liability. Same thing when Canelo Alvarez ran over to the PBC. See, Canelo Alvarez, he gets all his money up front. He don't do no back end. This is the deal right here. I want $40 million, $50 million guaranteed in escrow, or I don't even get in the ring. And that's why Tank Davis got upset with the PBC, Al Heyman, and all them guys, because I'm supposed to be y'all flagship, but y'all pay me the money that I'm worth. Y'all paying Canelo his money guaranteed. Y'all telling me that I got to get my money on the back end. So that's when Tank got disgruntled. If you remember that situation.
Yeah.
Let me jump in real quick, Free and Coach. Man, salute to my brother TD, for supporting. Man, make sure y'all follow TD Sports Talk. This is a real great person. Always genuinely supports and shows love. Wants to see others do well. This is the type of guy that I want around me. These are the type of the people that I want around me. People that don't have ill will and malice and envy and jealousy. They live their life and they do good for others. So shout out to TD for joining the membership. Man, I appreciate you. That's the best thing you could do for a content creator because that ensures that we can just kind of keep growing and developing and creating content and not having to worry about what's coming in and all that other stuff. I'm just gonna keep putting in the work. We are 5 days a week on YT, and we just gonna keep building and listen. With the support of the people, we can move around. We can go to events. We can cover. We can get some boxers on the platform and other athletes on the platform. So shout out to TD and shout out to everybody that supports and joins the membership. Let's go. Hey, thank you. And we got color in the chat. We needed that, so I appreciate you. And we're gonna keep building. Now, Coach, I gotta ask you this, Coach. I don't. For you, wasn't about to jump in, were you?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Coach, about these. So, essentially, I want to know your thoughts, Coach. I want to know your thoughts. We were kind of breaking down a 5v5, a potential 5v5 with Top Rank and Matchroom because they do have Xander Zayas versus Boots as a potential fight. They also have the Abdullah Mason versus Joe Cordina. Talk about those two fights, Coach. Do you like those matchups? And can you foresee an upset in either one of those fights?
Yeah, I know both of those matchups, man. They solid matchups, man. You got two quote unquote slick African American brothers going up against Joe Cordina and Xander Zayas, man. And the Xander Zayas, they had a lot of implications, man. The brother, young man, has 2 belts. You know what I mean? And if Boots is able to get them, I don't see any upsets in those fights. I'm definitely going to lean heavy towards Boots and lean heavy towards Abdullah Mason to win those fights. But no, it's boxing, anything can happen. But I like the Boots fight because that'll give him an opportunity to quote unquote get that monkey off his back. And so I ain't fought nobody. But we know if he goes on there and makes Xander look ordinary, they're gonna move the goalposts. They're gonna say, well, Who is Xander? He ain't fought nobody. He was young. See, that's what they do when they got fighters that they don't really like, or they trying to build a narrative on, or trying to push an agenda. They gonna discredit everything that they do. So the narrative is right now that Boots ain't fought nobody. But the facts are that all them old dudes wouldn't fight it. Those are the facts. And these new guys, they really ain't done nothing yet. All those belts really got vacated by Charlo, and a lot of them guys basically just inheriting a lot of those belts. Or they fought, maybe some title eliminators, or maybe some guys, maybe, I don't know the timeline, so don't quote me on this. Maybe some of those guys maybe got emailed the belt, or they fought a lesser opponent for the belt, or some of them belts just fell in somebody's lap. I don't know what the case is. But either way, that will give Boots some hardware. 2 straps, if he's able to pull off that fight against Xander.
I'm right there with you, Coach. I think, and I said it for a while. I'm probably one of the few people that's been saying it. Everybody was giving Boxrom and Magnumov all this credit. They gave Magnumov credit for losing to Bud Crawford. They gave Boxrom credit for beating Tim Tszyu when before Boxrom fought Tim Tszyu, everybody kept saying Tim Tszyu ain't fight nobody. Tim Tszyu ain't this. Tim Tszyu ain't that. Because Tim Tszyu was trying to fight Jamel Charlo, or he wanted that fight with Jamel Charlo. But prior to him getting the fight with Sebastian Fedora, Tim Tszyu didn't do anything. He wasn't doing anything like that. So everybody gave Boxrom a lot of credit for beating Tim Tszyu. I'm like, y'all gotta watch Boxrom. He ain't really been fighting nobody like that. He struggles when he fight against boxers, and he gets beat by Josh Taylor. So I'm right there with you. I've always said you can't say a guy hasn't fought anybody when he never has the opportunity to fight anybody. If he don't get the opportunity to fight anybody, he's never going to fight anybody. So that's why when people say, "Oh, what has he done to deserve a fight?" or why do he get the opportunity to fight this guy? The same reason why anybody else get an opportunity, because they're a fighter and they want to prove that they're the best. That's the reason why he gets the opportunity.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it seems like it's all.
We got Usyk fighting for the W. We got Usyk got his WBC belt on the line against a guy that's 1-0, and he fought that guy 9 years ago. I don't think people is even paying attention that this guy is 1-0, and he fought him 9 years ago, and he's fighting Usyk for the WBC title. Which I say, oh, this guy hasn't done enough to get an opportunity. Well, what did that guy do? He only fought one person 9 years ago.
Absolutely. And let me just say this real quick, Coach, before you cook on that. Man, shout out to everybody that's pulling up and showing love from D Free Sports Talk and also on B3 Picks TV. We definitely building. Man, Southern T then pulled up. Shout out to Southern T. Also, our brother T Hill, the good brother. Appreciate you, family. Curtis Robinson in the building. Y'all know we working. And man, thank y'all for all the love and support, for putting color in the chat, for joining the membership. I'm thankful. And we doing monthly giveaways starting in April. So hey, I'm excited for that too. Let's keep cooking. The commission's definitely in the building. Cook on that, and shout out to Edward. Shout out to my guy. Man, listen, Mr. Edward Morris in the building. Let's cook.
That's why I'm gonna say leave Usyk alone.
Again, shout out to AC in there. What's good, AC?
Yeah,
Big Red pulling up. We cooked on this yesterday, Big Red. We don't think that's gonna happen, but I would have Ryan in that fight if Tio moved up. I mean, if Ryan 100% focused. The Ryan that fought Barrios. It's based on that last performance, I would have Ryan beating Tio, and I think Coach probably feel the same. I'm not sure about Free. Go ahead, cook, Coach.
yeah, and like it always seemed like the African American fighter seemed to be the disposable fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like all we get is one. We one and done. It's kind of like we get a single elimination. You know what I'm saying? It's very few. I mean, it's a few that get a chance to bounce back. But for the most part, like this food, I'm gonna give you some examples. Like Edgar Berlanga, Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia is getting a title shot. You know, a WBC title shot. And see, that's something that Mauricio Suleiman crap going on, man. Which he looking out for his own people, which I guess that's what you're supposed to do. Just like he looked out for Ryan. But and people say, well, I use Demetrius Andrade as an example. This dude coming out party to show everybody that he was a good fighter was against Godzilla. And if you don't beat Godzilla, that means you a bad fighter. Your whole career is a sham, and that's just unfair. David Benavidez has been spanking everybody that been in the ring with this brother, man. So there ain't no shame in losing him, but they throw the guy away because Canelo Alvarez put a label on the man, said he was a horrible fighter, and it stuck. Same thing with Devin Haney. When they thought Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia, they put a jacket on him. They throw the brother in the trash can. He ain't nobody. You know, we heard everything they said about Dev. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of these guys don't want to take the risk because they know as the black fighter, you got to live up, you got to be perfect. The standard, see, Floyd set the bar so high with that 50-0. That's why these young guys are still trying to keep trying to remain undefeated because the bar is set so high. They know that a loss for them is going to cost them millions. They don't get the opportunity to rebuild like a T.O. who goes out there and looks average or subpar against a C-level fighter and then winds up still getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. These black fighters aren't allowed that luxury. That's why these guys aren't sometimes fighting each other because they know you going to the back of the line, bro. You're going to have to build yourself back up. Like Brian Norman Jr., they're going to make that brother build himself back up. He ain't going to just pop right back into no title shot, even though he only got one loss to a pound-for-pound guy.
Maybe he do a Boca Chica rematch, coach.
Hey, coach, I'm gonna tell you, I give you one even better. Williams Zepeda. That man lost to Shakur Stevenson. They never moved that man out of the number one contender spot. He never moved, and they knew that Shakur was going to 140, and they said he's going to 140. He's probably not going to come back down. So we're going to have you at the number one contender so you can fight for that vacant belt. They left that man at number one, and he lost.
Yeah, and I want Coach to cook on that, but I will say for consistency free that Oshaki was done wrong in the first Consecal fight, and they allowed him to get his rematch, immediate rematch. So that was just a little
But
context.
that was that
They
was
did the
because
right
he was
thing.
that was because he was a champion and he had a rematch clause. So he was the champion. He was the champion.
Oh, okay, that was a
Rematch.
voluntary defense.
Yeah, that was a voluntary defense. He wasn't the mandatory. He was a voluntary defense.
Okay, okay. Yeah, the Zapata situation, we give him a little bit of. I see your perspective on it, free. I feel like a lot of times what they do is they see how you perform in the fight, right? So like winning like four, maybe 3 or 4 rounds against Shakur, not getting stopped. They like, who they really gonna move ahead of them? But in that sense, at 135, it didn't really make sense because they did have Yadier Herrera right there. So you right, they could have did some
I'm
other
not.
things, but
I would agree with that if they didn't have a ranking system. If you got a ranking system, what's the point of the ranking system if you're just going to put whoever as the number one or leave whoever at number one? The object of the ranking system, you fight your way up. When you become number one, you get a shot. You lose
yeah.
that shot or you win that. If you win that shot, you're the champion. If you lose that shot, you move down. The next man move up. That's the reason. That's the purpose of the
Mhm.
ranking system. If you're not going to follow it, there's no purpose of having a ranking system. What's the purpose?
I'm in full agreement. I think it's too much for profit in the sport of boxing when it comes to the sanctioning bodies. Because in essence, look at Mangia, right? Look at Zepeda. Now, I didn't do my research, but appreciate you, Kwee. Now, I didn't do my, and somebody dropped it yesterday. It's over 300 million Mexicans. So when you have that type of contingency, they're going to look out for themselves as far as we know what the WBC and the amount of people that they're kind of moving through events and everything that was talked about last year with Terrence and everything that came out with the Suleiman, right? But when you have 300 people, 300 million people to stand on, it's hard to argue. You can't really argue with that because Mangia is going to have people to show up for the event. Zapata and vice versa.
You see, the thing is, when it comes to the Mexicans, it don't matter who you are. If you're
Yeah.
fighting for a title or you're fighting a top guy, they're gonna support you. It don't matter who you are. Yes, Jaime McGill is a big name because Oscar made him a big name by fighting a bunch of nobody. He made him a big
Yeah.
name by fighting a bunch of nobody and ran his resume up to be 40 something and 0 until he fought Canelo. But it don't matter. Like you can be Pitbull Cruz. When Pitbull Cruz fought Tank Davis, Pitbull Cruz already had losses on his resume. Nobody knew who Pitbull Cruz was. But the Mexicans followed him. The Mexicans showed up for that fight. They bought those pay-per-views. He became a star, even losing to Tank Davis. He became a star. So it doesn't matter who you are. The Mexicans gonna fight. They're gonna stand behind theirs. We're the only country that don't really stand behind their own. We're the only country that really don't do it. Every other country they stand behind theirs.
Nah, I agree, man. 100%. Like I say, I heard Jamal Charlo. He's supposed to get that fight, but I guess it fell through, or he pulled out, or something. Say he's not ready, or whatever the case may be. But WBC, they looked out for Jamal Charlo for whatever reason. Maybe it's because of the connection with Al Heyman. You know, a lot of favors do get done because a lot of these sanctioning bodies have relationship with these promotion companies. So favors do get done. You know, and that's the sad part about boxing. Like I'm gonna say this right here. I know somebody in the light heavyweight division. Y'all know Najee Lopez. Yeah, I think he's ranked number 7 or something, maybe in the number 6. I'm sorry, the WBA. Now he belongs there. But there's another guy that's in the top 10 who shall remain nameless. I know this guy personally. He don't belong there. This dude got 19 fights, and everybody that he fought got a losing record. But because of his relationship with a certain trainer, he was able to get into that ranking system, and he's ranked number 7. I mean, and that's how it go, man. You know, it's a payola. Well, you can pay to get in that ranking system. Man, we seen dudes jump off the couch and be in the ranking system. We seen that in Manny Pacquiao, which I know he's a legend. You know, he bring a couple dollars to the forefront, but he jumped off the couch straight to the front of the line. Just like any of these guys, Terrence Crawford, he could jump off the couch. He going straight to the front of the line in any sanctioning bout because it starts
That's
status.
why. That's why. Unless you with most of the time, unless you with a big time promoter, you probably would never get an opportunity to fight for a title, or you probably will never be a champion unless you with a big time promoter. Because if you look at all of the champions, pretty much in every sanctioning body in every division, for the most part, they're all with big time promoters. You might have one or two that might not be with a big time promoter, but for the vast majority, they're all with big time promoters, and they was with big time promoters before they got those championship fights.
Now, Devin Haney, he became such a polarizing athlete and a boxer that he kind he kind of carved his own way, and it's gonna be tough for anybody else to follow that path that they laid out for themselves because it was very smart the way Bill marketed his son. Uh, he kept his name
The
in the
Devin Haney
algorithm.
TV, coach.
Yeah, exactly. He kept his name in the algorithm. Bill did the legwork, man. See, but Bill is a promoter first. He promoted Devin Haney to where he is right now. Now, Devin Haney did the hard work. He was in the gym, running the mile, doing the sit-ups, doing the spar, hitting the heavy bag, speed bag, jumping the rope. Devin Haney did the heavy lifting. Bill Haney got out there on the circuit and got his son's name out there. Made sure he got the right spar, got him under the right tutelage, the right trainers to get it the way it needs to be. And they took the business of boxing by the horn and they made it, work for them. Now that's a hard road. But most fighters, like I say, most fighters are going to have to attach themselves to a big time promoter and have to lock themselves in for X amount of fights in order to climb that ladder till you get to a status where you can branch out on your own and that you don't need a big time promoter because now your name carries so much weight that hey, I can go over here, I can go over there. See, Devin Haney kind of did what Canelo did and what Floyd did. You know, Floyd stayed with Al Heyman, but Floyd didn't need the belt. He didn't need no sanctioning body. His name carried enough weight. Canelo Alvarez did the same thing. He over here with Matchroom, signed a big deal with them. Came to Al Heyman, signed a big deal with him. Came to Turkey Al Sheik, signed a big deal. So Canelo Alvarez, all his deals are big deals. You know, they were 9-figure deals, 100 million plus deals every time he signed it with somebody. You know what I mean? So Devin Haney, hey, shout out to him. He did his thing, man. Shout out to Bill, for getting this young man where he need to be, and now he's becoming a household name. You know, maybe he's becoming the villain. And you remember he came out as the Dream, right? He tried the good guy role, came out with the American flag, clean cut kid,
Yes.
low haircut, the
So
part on the side, good smile, no controversy, and the fans they didn't accept him because of his skin tone. And I'm gonna keep it 100. The man came out with the American flag, bro. How much more patriotic can you get than that? But they always talk about this patriotism. Where you had a young man who wanted to represent the country and represent an image that y'all say y'all like. Then y'all rejected it, so he turned into the bad guy. Oh, not quote unquote bad guy. Now y'all hate the brother. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
and let me just say this real quick, free. It's That's what it is, man. They say damn if you do, damn if you don't. But you can't deny the work. I'm just thankful that we're in a position now where, the work can speak for itself. So it's undeniable. Now, just getting over that Ryan hump, right? Getting it back, knocking Ryan off and moving on. That's really all Devin. I mean, he's literally solidified, right? At this point, he's like he said, he's chasing Mount Rushmore. He's chasing Mayweather. I'm pretty sure he wants to surpass Mayweather, right? As a competitor, it's no way he ran that many miles. There's no way he's done that much work, his body of work, to be less than any man. So that's just what it is. Shout out to Opplin pulling up. Shout out to BF in the building. We growing. Yeah, that 50 and 0, of course. AC. Why do you think Tio was crying when he lost? What did Tio say when he lost? Oh, well, now I can never be better than Mayweather. These dudes, that he's the standard. Mayweather is really the standard. So of course these dudes are aspiring to be better than Mayweather. Yeah, that's the goal. Now, do us as fans feel like it's not realistic? Some of us, but if it's your favorite fighter, you do. Because look at Shakur. If Blue Hustle come up here right now and he was honest with himself, he's gonna tell you, in my heart, I believe that Shakur can pass 51 and 0. Get to 51 and 0. Blue's gonna tell you that. If somebody, a Jerron Ennis fan is gonna tell you Jerron Ennis gonna be able to pass 51 and 0. They just believe that these guys are the elite fighters of today, and they're destined to, I mean, who can beat them? Tell me, coach gonna tell you anybody on any given night, but literally, for one, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Jerron Ennis, David Benavidez, these type of fighters, they literally will have to be separate from the sport, drinking, not focused, take you lightly. All those type of things are going to have to happen to get a win over these guys. These have been literally the best fighters in American boxing in the country for years now, right? Outside of the guys, that precede, came before them, like, Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, Mikey, like all of the other great American fighters that came right before this batch now. So it's no telling what the future holds, but I can tell you this. I'm thankful that Top Rank is with the zone, because now we can. I think that's going to be one less hindrance, or one less avenue that people can move around. It's going to be it's lowering the size of the street. I feel like Matchroom is going to have to work with Top Rank, or will work with Top Rank, and vice versa. So we in a good spot.
I, 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 I hear what you said, and I think some of these guys could be 50-0, 51-0. If they really wanted to, they could be. But the thing is, at what level of opponents? Like Floyd Mayweather, he fought everybody. There's only probably three people that Floyd didn't fight that people wanted to see if Floyd would have won that fight, and that was Paul Williams, Costa Zoo, and what's my guy, Winky Wright. Those are the only three guys that Floyd didn't fight that people say I wonder if Floyd would have won that fight if he would have took that fight, or if they would have made that fight would he have won that fight. But he fought everybody else. These guys, yes, they win in fights, but at what level of opponent? So even if they do go 50-0 or 51-0, they still wouldn't be on Floyd level because the level of opponents that they're fighting is garbage. They might fight one or two top level guys. Everybody else is mediocre at best.
But
At
the
best.
thing about it, Floyd turned into a businessman. And if you guys, y'all boxing historians, y'all familiar with the Black Murderers Row. You know what I mean? And that's sometimes, the money man is going to avoid that Black Murderers Row because those guys were the tough fights. Those were the high risk, low reward fights. And a lot of them guys, even some of my favorite fighters, avoided those type of fights, from the Jack Johnsons to the Joe Lewises, because they avoided those guys, man, because back in Jack Johnson's day, them dudes fighting 40, 50 rounds, bro, in the sun. Crazy work. Now, Floyd turned into Money Mayweather. He started fighting not just names, but he started fighting countries. So yeah, you're gonna avoid guys like Vernon Forrest. You're gonna avoid guys like Winky Wright, which are a lot bigger than Floyd, I might add also. So that would have been, asking Floyd, to go up to 154 pounds and fight a much bigger man. So I don't really fault Floyd for not fighting Winky Wright just because Winky was a big guy. But Winky was coming out from 200 pounds, fighting 154 pounds.
Say the Money Mayweather was only for 11 fights. He was Pretty Boy all the way up until he became Money Mayweather. That was only for 11 fights.
Yeah, but he was a little guy. Floyd a little guy though. Floyd's a small man. He's not a big guy.
No, no, I agree with you. And I say there's only one person that Floyd ever ducked in his entire career, and that was Winky Wright. And the only reason why I said that is because Floyd called out Winky Wright, and Winky agreed. Floyd gave him a catch weight and a rehydration clause. Winky agreed, and then all of a sudden the fight went away. So that's the only fighter.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the only fighter that I say Floyd. Everybody else, like Paul Williams, even tell you that was offered to me or Floyd. Costa Zoo fought Ricky Hatton and lost, and then retired after that. So people said they wanted to see Floyd fight Costa Zoo. Well, Floyd wanted to fight Costa Zoo years before that fight was actually offered to Floyd. But when they did offer to Floyd, Costa Zoo fought Ricky Hatton, and then he lost. So I mean, like I said, I hear what people say about Floyd, but you got to give Floyd his props. The man, he fought 23 world champions, and and he did what he did. And people say, oh, he picked and choose. Yeah, but the guys that he picked were still better than some of these guys at their best. They still better than some of these guys at their best.
Nah, fact. I think that just goes to show from the schooling that
Hold
they
on,
came
coach.
from. That go ahead, brother. I think
I
you had a
want you to.
comment on the
I
screen.
want you to cook, coach. Nah, cook, coach. And shout out to my brother BVO pulling up. Go ahead, cook, coach.
Nah, he cool. Like you said, that just goes to the show to the talent pool, and we even saying that today. I think those guys back then, they were a lot better fighters, man. They came from a better school of training. So those guys were, top competition back then. And in comparison to some of these guys today, now we do have special guys today. Don't get it twisted. But most of the guys that you see that are good today come from that old school training, or somebody who's able to capture that old school. Like even with Devin training with Mickey Bay. Well, Mickey Bay got a lot of his stuff from Floyd Senior. Look at Bosley. Bosley's 70 years old. He been in the game a long time. Wiley Moses, he been in the game a long time. So these guys that are really good, Bud Crawford, he got 3-4 trainers that been in the game a long time. So most of the guys that's really on the top of the game right now is with these old trainers that been in the game a long time, who got a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge. But like as far as Floyd, yeah, Floyd did his thing. Like I didn't know that about Winky. I know they wanted him to fight Sergio Martinez at one time when Sergio was rising. He was on the come up. And they were like, hey, they were just trying to find anybody to beat Floyd. You know what I mean? They think, man, we got to find somebody to beat this dude. You know what I mean? Put him in there with Sergio. But they were like, well, nah. Floyd Senior was like, nah, Sergio too big. Same thing. Even Bernard Hopkins at one time was trying to fight Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Senior shut that down ASAP. He said, "No, Bernard too big. We ain't fighting him." Those guys probably were too big for Floyd to keep it 100. You know what I mean? Sergio was a pretty big guy, and of course Bernard was freaking middleweight champion, and he said he'll do whatever it take to fight Floyd, and they shut that down ASAP. So they were trying to just find somebody to knock Floyd off that pedestal. You know what I'm saying? If he would have hung around long enough, he would have got knocked off his pedestal. So hey, he hung it up. He went out on his own terms, and he kept that 0. Now I don't agree with that last fight that made him 50. Well, not Berto, but Conor McGregor. Technically, yeah, it was a win, but I mean, you fought a guy with no professional fight, and you count it as a win. So it is what it is.
I say Floyd Mayweather is 49-0. I don't count Carter Ben the same way I don't count Tyson Fury versus what's the guy from the UFC, and I don't count
Ngannou.
yeah.
Hey, but Ngannou almost beat Tyson Fury though. He almost beat him.
But I don't count Francis Ngannou for Tyson Fury or AJ. So like I said, I don't count Conor McGregor for Floyd. That man is 49-0 to me. He ain't no 50-0. And he's not gonna sit here. And it's the same way like what Usyk is doing right now. I'm not counting this fight for Usyk. He's fighting a guy that's 1-0. His last fight in the pro boxing was 9 years ago. Fought one guy, and it was 9 years ago. You think I'm gonna count that as a real fight? No, this is a daggone exhibition fight. Usyk gonna go in there and beat this boy half the leg.
Yo, I seen Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn had a little altercation. I mean, I kind of see what Keyshawn doing, but now he kind of just like, I don't know if he's doing too much or he just having fun. Because Keyshawn all over the place, man. Like he
Bit of
just
both.
pulling up on everybody. He may just be having fun.
Yeah, because he's not going to 135.
No, this man, I don't see him. I don't see him actually making a fight at 40. He's saying you want Devin Haney or whatever. Well, if you can't get that fight right now, why you're not fighting somebody else at 47? Why you expecting to get the champion when you're not a champion right now? You're an interim title holder, but you expect to get a fight with Devin Haney right now. Now, if Devin give it to you, so be it. That's Devin prerogative. But I don't expect you to be able to get that fight just because you say you want that fight with Devin Haney. You're not fighting nobody at 47. In that case, anybody can do it, and they deserve to fight. I was like, nah, I didn't hear this man call out not a single champion at 140. I know he's not gonna fight Shakur, so you're the WBO interim title holder at 40. Shakur is the WBO champion. You're not fighting Shakur. Why not call out Antoine? Why not call out Dalton Smith? Why not call out Africa? Why are you calling out one of those guys?
Yeah, I think Africa. I think he done
Yeah,
at
let me
140, man. I think Africa
yeah,
finished at
Africa.
140.
Yeah, I would hope so, coach. I talked about it. Yeah, I
I
definitely.
want Keyshawn to put Teofimo out of business, man. Go ahead and put him out of business. You know, I know Shakur already beat him up, but you go on out there and just go ahead and knock him out. Go and put him out of commission, man.
But see, that's not even a fight that we know Tio's not gonna take that fight right now, coach. The only person I can see at 147 is in a position that would fight Keyshawn Davis is Brian Norman Jr. I know
See,
for a fact Brian Norman Jr. take that fight. And
see
that's the
that's
fight Keyshawn could do to get maybe like an interim and then fight Devin after that. So that's what Keyshawn is going. I think that's the best route for to chase
another
down
reason why
Devin.
that's another reason why I don't respect Keyshawn right now with all this call out because he was saying he want the Tio fight. When you was the WBO champion at 135, you could have fought Tio right away. Instead of you losing your belt on the scale, you could have just said, okay, I'm the champion. Let me move up and fight Tio. Let me move up, fight Tio for the title. That's the fight that I really want. I want Tio.
Keyshawn did call out Tio, but Shakur kind of jumped in front of that fight. And because now Shakur is even talking about going back down to 135. So it's interesting. So neither one of these guys Shakur may occupy both weight classes. People keep saying that, which is fine. I don't see anybody that should move him off his title at 140. But if you're gonna occupy both weight, we need unifications. Let me ask you this, Coach. What's your thoughts on Shakur going down to fight Raymond Mortaia for at 135? Do you like that fight?
He's a champion, so I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, he just beat didn't he just beat my man Andy Cruz?
Yeah, yeah. He
Now
edged the decision,
is
probably
he
like
the
seven
full
five.
champion or he a regular champion? They got so many belts, I get it confused, man.
Yeah, he's a full IBF champion at 135.
I
He
mean,
won
yes,
an
that's what I'm
interim.
saying.
He won an interim versus
Yeah,
Zaira Belayev, and it was elevated.
anything other than chasing undisputed will be uncivilized. You know, as far as if you Shakur, if you really want to solidify yourself, if you want to follow in your big brother's footpath, shoes, Bud Crawford, you need to be doing the thing that Bud Crawford was doing, and that was unifying divisions, cleaning out the division, whether it was fighting one person or getting them all at one time, or going through and just knocking off each champion. And right now, Shakur's in the position to do that, to go and fight each champion and collect those belts. Now, if you're going to campaign between two divisions, I think you should be fighting all champions if that's what you want to do. But he's a young guy. He might fight a champion, then have, a mediocre touch, then fight another champion and have a mediocre touch, which is not out of the norm because a lot of times you can't get all the champions because they may have other obligations. They may have be lined up to fight somebody else. So you can't get all the guys that you want unless you got so much money that you make them guys an offer they can't refuse, and you paying them other guys step aside money so you can get that opportunity. Now I don't know if Eddie Hearn is willing to put that type of money into these fighters because he's saying like right now these fighters really are not loyal to promoters, and I can say the promoters have not been loyal to the fighters either because you lose a couple fights, the promoter will drop you. So I think the relationship between promoters and fighters now is real fragile, and these promoters are really watching, and they're not trusting these fighters like they used to back in the day when they had all the chips in their hands. They seen that the fighters now have a little bit more leverage than they had in the past. So I can't see Eddie Hearn really sinking a lot of money into Shakur if he can't get his money back. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Whatever money I put into you, can I get that money back? If I can't get that money back, I'm not gonna put it into you. You know what I mean?
Nah, absolutely. Absolutely. And shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you tap the like button, follow the channel, help the channel grow. We are growing
Oh,
Hold on, my apologies. You can hear me, Coach?
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I can
back
hear
in
you.
business, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Once listen, listen, everybody that's joining membership, I appreciate you. Join the membership. I'm gonna drop the link for you so you can come in, get my phone number. I'm dropping the link in a members only chat right now. I'm also gonna put it on the members Discord. So that way, so I do have a Discord I'm setting up. It's gonna be called Universal Business Group. And this is just a network that I'm putting together, just of business professionals, people and my members and business professionals. We can kind of gather together. You can have other people in different fields. I'm meeting a lot of women on TikTok, a lot of beautiful women on TikTok. So we doing some good things. I need people around me that kind of see the vision uh, and understand where we at right now. This is grassroots, so anything we do now is has to be value add, time value add, even the relationships that we building, just as far as a platform, right? So if you around, if you coming around, if you kicking it, if you on the platform, you need to be a member. You need to be showing that you're gonna support and move forward with us. And if you can't join the membership some way, you in another country, bless the PayPal, bless the Zelle, do something, make sure that we locked in because we've been growing. We about to touch a year, April 15th. So B3, me, Brad, we got to get to the money. um we have to, it's mandatory. I didn't leave corporate America, not to get to it. So we got to have certain things in place to ensure we got the right people around so we can get the right result, right? Now, everybody's not going to want to see us do well, so they don't need to be around us. Um, that's just what it is. Carrier said B3 moving very aggressive. I have to, it's mandatory because at the end of the day, a lot of people are wolves in sheep's clothing. And what they'll do is they'll act friendly, but they really they'll backbite you. So why not just cut out the middleman and everybody, like, we if we only get 5,000 people, right, to ever subscribe, or if we only get, I mean, that'd be fine. But at the end of the day, everybody that hit the panel is going to be want to see the channel do well, want to see the channel do 10,000, want to see the channel do 20,000, right? So it's just a mentality. Now, uh, the block list is going to be heavy. My TikTok block list is real heavy because it's a lot of people that have negative energy. And to be honest with you, when you working like we working, I don't got time for it. So if you have a wrench, if you have an active wrench, if somebody is not on code, Carrie, you've done it before. What you've done? Block them, mute them, get them out of here because we working. I look at this as a business. This is my business. This is my brand. But it's also somewhat of like a show. We do it 5 days a week. So in that sense, we have to have the right audio. Uh, and we want to be pushing the right message, which is when we building a community and a network, it has to make sense. So we got to make it make sense. Now, I'm going to be doing other things on the back end to bring the best content and just to keep developing in all fields and walks of life. So that way, and showing up for the people, being consistent. This is the year of consistency for us and for me and for everything I'm doing. So I'm just going to be consistently showing up, and that's what it is. Now, let me appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, T Mac, pulling up. ACC, I'm moving very aggressive. I have to, though. You have to. Um, because there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. Listen, we working. It's so, and let me just say this. Some people ain't gonna like it. It's so many other platforms, it's so many other places you can hang out. Um, go there. If you don't like the message, You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to see me do well, just go there. Don't be around. You can do so many other things every day. You know what I'm saying? Do not be around me. Shout out and look at shout out to TD who joined the membership today. Shout out to Cam, you know what I'm saying, who joined the membership today. I mean, excuse me, that sent the bless the super thanks today. Shout out to Dr. Cam. You see, these the type of people that I need around me. Real, genuine people that understand that listen, I leaped out on faith and left my employer. I didn't get a paycheck for 10 months. So right now, I'm even in a position where I'm potentially filing bankruptcy to waive all my previous debt. So that way, everything we make on the channel and everything I'm making from TikTok is mine moving forward, right? I'm still gonna be able to keep my home. I can still keep my vehicle, but not having a paycheck for 10, 11 months, I was doing DoorDash 7 days a week. So when I say these things, and some of y'all have known these things, when I say these type of things, it's like, oh, B3, you need to go fund me, or B3, you need this, that, and the third, whatever, whoopty whoop. Yeah, I do. But that's just a part of life, man. You have ups and downs, you have, things you have to kind of overcome. But at the end of the day, you gotta kind of ensure that you putting yourself in a position to make sure that your future is, solidified. So I look at it as like a situation where I can kind of be up from under my past, right, and move into a productive future. So that's all I'm doing. So I just got to be open and honest with my people, and let y'all know what it is. So it's never anything personal. I'm definitely not trying to act like I'm an island unto myself or doing anything. What I would say, I understand the landscape, right? And I understand what I'm asking of the people, and the people that's around just have to know what the situation is, right? So that's just what it is. So if y'all understand that, man, join the membership, bless the Cash App, bless the Zelle, bless the PayPal, whatever you can do. Um, so that way we can just keep the channel growing and keep me creating content on a regular basis. But if not, you know, it's so many places you can be. You feel me? Shout out to my brother Prize Fighter pulling up too. So yeah, so definitely join the membership and look out when you can. And we're gonna keep building, and we just gonna take everything one day at a time. Now, let me bring in Juan. Juan Claudio, man. Talk to me, bro. How you feeling?
Give me a quick minute, my phone, G.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Juan is probably moving around working. But outside of all of that, man, I know that was a lot and that was heavy. Now, and it's been a heavy day. All day earlier we was talking about domestic violence on TikTok. And you know, so it's definitely been a lot going on. It's been a lot of conversations today. Yeah, appreciate my brother Prize Fighter. That's what I'm talking about. It's one click for all you iPhone users. Is one click away. We do it all the time, every day. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wanted it to be 5 as the lowest. TikTok had to get their cut. They made it 7. So if you can do it, please do it. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, you have not because you ask not. You gotta be real with yourself. You feel me? So I appreciate my brother Prize, man, making sure the channel is growing. And helping push forward. Hold on, let me. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go, right there. We're gonna get back to boxing in a second. We kind of just gotta sit in this moment because that was a lot. because that was a lot. I appreciate my brother Prize and AC said I'm business oriented. 1000%. I had to 1000%. What I had to do is, well, I graduated from ODU with a degree in finance and another degree in business analytics, right? Now, so I've definitely gone through, and then of course I went to the Belt College of Business for at UNC Charlotte right out of high school. So yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. But what I did, what I reason why I wanted to start my channel is because what I realized is like 7 years ago, I just started watching boxing so much. I just fell in love, re in love with the sport. Of course, I watched it as a kid, but and having the experiences and of just like watching all of the communities that are grown is it's a phenomenal thing. Like in business, all of these companies, all of these corporations, the people are funnel are people the people that support or patronize their product is the reason that they're successful. So now as an individual entity, what can you produce, from yourself? Like as an individual, what can you put to the marketplace, right? So some people will have capital and they can purchase merchandise and recreate it and then put it to the marketplace and make money. So essentially that's what I'm doing as far as content creation, right? But the thing about it is that you have to control the space and make sure that you kind of have everything centered around, okay, the people that understand and patronize the product know that this is what we into, this is what we're doing, and so that's kind of like with TikTok, right? With TikTok, I'm building a network and engagement community. So that way people kind of come in the room, they'll gift, right? So gifting on TikTok is a little different. So they can send they send as small as 1 cent denominations. So it goes from 1 cent all the way up to like $600. Now, and it's called gifting, right? Now, the concept is this. You have to connect with people. People are going to be your best source. So if you're an island or you're a man unto yourself, yeah, you could probably work for somebody and and do that. But connecting with people is the best way to grow and generate revenue for any business, any entity, because the money's going to come from the people. So you have to look at it like that. So that's why we're going to have the Discord network for the Universal Business Group. I have it right now. I'm gonna start, sending it to everybody over time. And I have some other business professionals and ladies and from that I'm going to be incorporating with us as well. And now that we're going to hit a year, April 15th. I'm just so thankful for where we've gotten to this point. So, y'all, in December, I had 800 TikTok followers. In December, I had 800. We're working on 5,800 right now. So that's almost 5,000 in 3 months. So I've literally been able to uh, no longer have to DoorDash and no longer. So I've been able to do that. So I'm thankful for that. And we just got to keep growing. So I'm thankful for everybody to hit the membership and support. And hey, the race is not for the swiftest, but for those that endure to the end.
You.
Juan Claudio, man, make sure I follow
Yeah,
Justin as Juan. Talk to me, Juan.
that was nice right there. B triple.
No, that's a fact. No, that's a fact. I was just listening to that. That was a good thing.
That was
What's good
real
with y'all?
spill right there. What's up with y'all?
Not much. What's with you,
Oh,
B? You
man.
alright?
Hey, what you got going on, bro? Hey, appreciate the color in the chat, AC. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you,
Listen.
Carrier.
Yeah, I'm not. Trust me. If I ever ask, it's because we growing. Now, also before we get back to boxing, I did start another a concept, and a lot of the people that's really what kicked it off. I started the Make a Million campaign on TikTok. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? My community understands and knows that they are going to make a millionaire. literally building somebody from nothing to something. You see what I'm saying? I mean, going from 7 days a week door dashing. That means you have no money at all. I promise you that. So, so I'm just trying to tell you. So at the end of the day, I'm thankful and I'm blessed, bro. I'm thankful, I'm blessed, and I feel a lot of genuine love around me. So that's how I have to keep it. So when I'm creating an ecosystem, that's I have to create it to benefit those who are with me. You see what I'm saying? Because what'll
Sure.
happen is, so let me tell y'all another thing. So, and I said the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? A guy came around, kind of acting like he was cool, whoop de whoop on TikTok, right? So of course, people would come in your rooms on TikTok, and they could send a heart me. So I had a panel, and you know, one of the guys was talking about his birthday was coming up and wanted to go on a trip, right? So of course, I have a travel agent on my team. So of course, she's on the panel too. So like, okay, we're gonna plug in whoop de whoop. But I'm just letting them know, like, I'm not going on a trip with y'all. Like, I don't know y'all. This is TikTok, right? I just got everything going. Like, I'm not about to go on a trip with y'all, right? So long story short, he goes and talks to the travel agent. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Maybe they gonna set it up. I didn't, try to stop her business, because if she gonna set up a trip for somebody, that's her business, right? So long story short, they connect, right? Now they fall out because the dude is obsessed with me. So he's telling her, what he got on me? He just light skinned. He ain't, what he got, and then so he has envy and jealousy within him, right? Now, keep in mind, this is somebody that just random grown man from somewhere else, right? Who tried to come across as cool, but at the end of the day, he was like, he don't have his stuff in order, so he's envy and jealous because somebody else may be, attracted to me or whatever the case may be. If the shorty is on me, she on me, then I mean, as a man, you kind of just got to do your own thing. This is a weird situation, right? So I said all that to say this. That's why I'm extremely, now we're gonna have new people coming around, and that's cool. Like, we're gonna build, we're gonna do the show, and it's gonna be prosperous. But for the people that are coming in contact with us on like a behind the scenes, or pushing the content forward, pushing the channel forward, we gotta ensure that they're really with us. It's just that simple. I don't understand. I mean, I hope that's understandable, and everybody that comes around can get with it. You know what I mean? I hope y'all can get with it and understand where I'm coming from, because everybody doesn't want to see you do well. And a lot of people, they're not raised right, and a lot of people don't have the spirit of Christ within them. So you have to ensure that and listen, I may even have to start praying on all the lives. Really, Dub is doing a good job behind the scenes. He's doing like a Bible study behind the scenes, where they're working in behind the scenes, right? But on TikTok, I pray at the end of every live, the ladies love it, right? It uplifts their spirit. Now, if you have a certain type of person around, a certain type of people around you, you can't do those things. So I'm gonna say that. So that's why I want to get back to boxing. I want the fellas to cook on that. But yeah, everybody don't want to see you do well. So I mean, when you building something, and this is grassroots, so that's why I'm implementing stuff now, y'all, is because we only at, well, I got 5,800 on TikTok, about another 500 maybe on IG, and we got another, almost 600 on YT, right? that's a very minute. That's a very small. Out of in content creation, we know we're small, but we're mighty, right? So what you have to do is what I'm trying to do is respectfully, right? Is get the right people around us. Everybody not gonna like you, and everybody not gonna want to see you do well. Uh, Now this not see. I respect everybody else that does content the way they do it, and they building the communities the way they want to build them, right? We gonna do things a little bit differently over here because I'm a little different. I really don't want the cursing on the channel and the platform because I'm trying to grow it to a point where people can sit and relax and have a good time, and they don't have to turn it off because mom deuce walk in, or their partner like what's going on, or the children like, man, what's all that cursing for? uh and I have to turn it off. People will have to click off. um that's just what it is. So I'm building, I'm growing, I'm working. Y'all know this is a grind, so I'm thankful for everybody that's staying locked in and super supportive, man. Even AC with the color in the chat, $2. Hey, listen, that's a big deal. When somebody blesses you and sows a seed into your life, that's a big deal. You cannot take that for granted. So, man, I'm extremely thankful. I'm working on a podcast kind of setup. I done made a purchase to get like I'm gonna do the back wall in my spot. So it's like my sunroom area. It's not gonna be perfect and ideal, but it's for this season. So I'm gonna show y'all when the time is right. But I definitely bought the equipment and some of the stuff. So we're gonna get it all squared away, and we're gonna keep building. Yeah, left hand Manny, what's happening? That's my guy Southpaw, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute, family. Hey, all right, who in the building with me? Y'all talk to me, man.
You know,
Let me.
I'm proud of you, B3. I watch you build, bro. I support your grind. You already know we have personal conversations,
Yeah,
and you already know if it's that serious, just hit me. And if I
right.
got
I'm
it, you
on
got it. If I don't got it, I'm gonna tell you I ain't got it. Liquid. You know what I mean? But if
right.
like $6.99 or whatever it is, $20 chat, super chat here, whatever. That's nothing to me because it's a big it's going to a greater cause. How you know that man? This man he might be a walking millionaire in a couple of years. He gonna remember, my man Prize or this one or that one. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch. And when you connect with like energies, when y'all energies collide, man, you can do great things together. Especially if somebody, like he said, cats don't be wanting people to win. Like I want you to win. Like a lot of my brothers, they know how I get down. They know I want them to win. Or I wouldn't support them. I would just show up and talk ish in their chat. At least do something like monthly, $10, $5 a day, whatever you can. It all goes to a good cause. It's all for something good, something cool, something dope. You feel me? So I can
Man,
dig.
it's for, well, and a few things. It's in pertaining to the boxing channel. It's a place where we can come and kick it, but ultimately, it's helping a guy change his life. Now, the TikTok, maybe I'm on camera, like the women, they see the value in it from a different perspective, right? So they are super understanding of it, but that's really what it comes down to. This is B3 Picks TV. At the end of the day, you have to be a fan of B3 and or want to see me do well in life. It's just that simple. Like um a supporter, right? If you out to want to see the channel do well. These are just really small things. That's what I'm saying. When I started the channel, the gentlemen know, they say, listen, I want everybody that's more seasoned, have more years of life, to speak first, man, so that the young people can kind of play off of what they saying and kind
Appreciate
of
you, Carrier.
get more understanding. And Prize is a good brother, 1,000%.
I'm definitely not a
And
millionaire, but I appreciate. I'll take it. I'll accept it.
yeah, but see, you working, you grinding. But
Oh,
the
for
thing,
sure.
but I just wanted to set some certain parameters, like about kind of how to be examples, right? Prize, and
Yeah.
talking how we're supposed to talk. Like even like I don't read like a BVO or like a scholar. Like these brothers is reading. These brothers are very astute. Now, but I'm just going to ensure that I'm not using profane language, right? That's just a small thing. You see what I'm saying? And that way, and that's a respectful thing. Another thing is, uh kind of listening when people speak. That's a small thing. Being present, man. If you can't listen to what Prize is saying, what Juan is saying, Coach D Free or B3 is saying, click off, jump off the panel, come back. You see what I'm saying? But everybody is important. You got to know your worth, right? What God has for you is for you. You just got to. That's just what it is. And like you saying, set them parameters to life. And another thing is, it's a lot of young people that really there's no discipline and structure set before them, right? They don't see it. So if they can say, okay, well, I have an example of somebody that at least is showing is disciplined and structuring his life in the right way, then that's somebody that I can, at least look at as maybe somebody that can I can use something, from their arsenal of what they doing. I can implement that to me. So you always want to kind of look to the people that's done it that came before you, right? Because that's how you gauge the pitfalls, and you don't have to make every mistake. You gonna make some, right? But you can't be a man unto yourself, and you got to use the right resources around you, the right people around you. So that's why you'll see that the people that are supposed to be around is going to be around, and that's just how I have to set it up at this point, because now it's serious. It's not a game.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just what it is. It's
We
like, well,
work.
hey, it's not a
We put
game.
in a lot of
Not
work
a
to get
game.
monetized, bro.
Well, yeah,
You was on here for hours. We all was what we all. That's how you got to attack it. You know what I mean?
doing,
As a
but
group,
but not only that, doing 7 and 8 hour days on doing DoorDash at the same time. So that's what I'm saying. That was
yeah,
that was definitely a grind,
that's
and
grinding.
but I'm thankful. I'm thankful. That's why now we got the monetization. It's been 3 weeks now, so we just got to kind of keep pushing forward in the right way.
Yeah,
And what and look, aggressive. What like Carrier said, he aggressive, but Marky got that aggressively drop, like the African drop. I need that aggressively. he
Marky,
said,
that's my
he
guy.
said, jump into it. We ain't seen Marky on the platform in a while. Shout out to my brother Mark. Mark know that I don't want, for lack of a better term, a whole lot of monkey business on the show.
Yeah,
Respectfully. And I say that respectfully, right? When I say that, I'm saying uh communication is detrimental to growth. I don't want that on the show. We got too
yes,
many astute. We have too many astute minds. We have too many educated individuals, um, people with so much life and so much to give, to clown around. I'm. This is the environment I want to say is just one that's respectful and professional and honorable. People can come in and just get their spot off. Now, if your speech is not the best, like I'm not going to be on top of you. People come and cook on the panel and they might say the shit, or they might say damn or something like that. Now, that is like, you understand but you understand the platform. So it's probably not going to happen that much, because members going to know what we're trying to do. They're going to try to push us to that goal.
yeah,
On the Make a Man campaign, like Price said, he want to walk around and see B3 that made some money. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They can actually start a family. A brother can't even start a family. I don't even want to start a family.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So help a brother at least do that. Can
yeah.
you? Is that
I
something
got you,
you
Doug.
can?
You
And
already
that's
know what
something
it
that y'all
is.
can believe in. So I'm a brother trying to do it the right way, walking with my back straight, right? It's people out here doing sick stuff for money. Sick stuff. And I'm just here trying to build a network in the community the right way, God's way. And y'all know what I'm into. I had the shorties on here at the start of the show. Everybody can go back. We had the baddies on, but I had to make some adjustments. I had to, realize that that wasn't the way. I showed my mother, she was like, "Oh, so you objectifying women."
No.
Now hold on. Only thing I'm gonna say is this. Everybody has a difference of opinion, right? Now, all I have to do is say, okay, what is our brand gonna be on B3 Picks TV? So it's not about what's right or what's wrong. It's just about what we gonna do in here, you know. So we want people from all walks of life to be able to come in here and have a good show, have a good time. We don't want people feeling any type of poor energy, right? Distasteful energy. People who use words like misogyny or whatever, right? We ain't doing all that because we don't have enough time. We only here for a small period of time of the day. The rest of the day we got real things to do, bills to pay, people to cook for, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
when we in here, we ain't we ain't here to be I don't know, separating ourselves from anybody at any time. Now, people gonna come in and get maybe some real conversations, whatever. Whoop de whoop. You may, get upset or whoop de whoop over time, but that's not our intent and our goal as a channel. We trying to fellowship with one another and just network and have a good platform to help us get through our workday, right? You know what I mean? That's pretty much it, man. But that's pretty much, and y'all know I'm super thankful. I'm super thankful and blessed everybody that showed up and helped us put those watch hours in. That was fire. That was extremely fire. So I'm thankful for that. And we're gonna keep building.
We working.
Yeah, man. I know, Dank, yeah. I showed her, I was like, "Mom, what you think about this?" She was like, "Dang, like, but I mean, you know, we're gonna do some different things, dang, over time. I like it's some things we gonna do, but we're gonna have to have our own models, right? So we're gonna do things the right way.
Yeah.
We're gonna definitely do things the right way for sure. Hey, I
Definitely.
appreciate you, Manny. Appreciate you, man. He said be you and keep being you. B3. Don't change your character for no one, man. Listen, thank you for that, bro. I'm definitely trying my best. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you gotta get a woman's perspective sometimes, you know? You think
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, we can't be in here like, let's say for instance, uh maybe Dr. Cam might see it a certain way. She may not say anything because she's not people that um everybody's not in a position to tell you what to do and what not to do. So you need to show somebody that's going to be objective, right? Now, because she could, I mean, so all I say that to say is yes, because you have to gauge or put things to people that they're not just going to be a yes person, say, ah, okay, I see what you're doing. Now, of course, I'm happy with it. I want to do it. You see what I'm saying? You need somebody, and Prize, so he like, okay, he want to see it. We want to do it. And Dank, he want to see it. We want to do it. But can Free is in the car with his wife. Does she want to see that? No, absolutely not. So if Free or BVO or Coach Eddie or Juan Prize had to lead a platform because of something not showed. That's an issue. So yeah, we can't do that. We can't have that type of stuff on the platform.
Nah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I respect it. You gotta respect it.
Yep.
yeah, yeah. We're
I
not doing
respect it.
that.
Whatever your rules on your channel is your rules. You might not want to cuss on your channel. Like BBL, I used to cuss up a storm, and BBL was like, "Yo, Prize, you got, you know." And then even my grandpa was like, "Yo, y'all sound crazy. Y'all cuss too much." You know, and
Hmm.
then hanging around him for all them years, I barely cuss. But it depends what kind of mood I'm in. But pardon me, but I feel you. I don't really do all that cursing online anyway, because it don't sound good on the replay when you cussing each other out the whole time. Sometimes niggas has falling outs, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know,
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
keep it.
everybody.
that's
Yeah.
right. Like I
Go ahead.
say, like 'cause I'm a ordained minister. I'm just gonna reveal that a lot of you guys didn't know that, so I have to carry myself in a certain way.
Mhm.
And I had to put off the old conversation concerning the new man now that God has created me a new creature, and all things is past and is under the blood. So I must carry myself a certain way. 'Cause I want to be an ambassador for Christ. I don't want to be a castaway. That my testimony, may be ruined. So I think God put people together for certain reasons, and the connection right here. I genuinely feel a connection here, even with I look at B3 as a young brother in Christ, 30 years old. He's going to be bombarded by temptations. Be careful with women. I'm going to tell you that right now. Uh, they come good, but sometimes the devil dress up in the dress, and everything that look good ain't good, and everything that shine ain't gold. So like I said, when you surround yourself with a lot of women, you surround yourself with a lot of temptation, and you can fall into
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
exactly,
Basically.
yeah, you can fall into temptation sometime because sexual sin, that's the number one thing that'll ruin a man's downfall, because you're sinning against your own body. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not saying anything. I know your situation. I'm just telling you that being around women, that can take man somewhere he shouldn't be, and you can get a lot of drama, unnecessary drama, and heartache and pain by dealing with that. But I'm
Yeah.
happy for you, man. You know what I'm saying? You seem
With
like
you.
a good guy.
I appreciate you, Coach. And you right on point. Everything you're saying. Now, in my experience, like what I'm doing with TikTok and the women that I'm like kind of putting myself in position with is that proper boundaries. Like, so I'm with you 1,000%, Coach. You said everything you're saying is correct. I'm just putting certain safeguards and having proper boundaries because really in business, and like AC said, I got a business mindset. You can't sleep with all. You can't sleep. Really, you shouldn't be sleeping with any of your business partners, but you definitely can't sleep with all of them. So I have a lot of people around me that kind of genuinely want to see me do well, and they understand that having a relationship with me is not going to be like that. Everybody's not going to be able to do that. That might not be for the shorties that are, what I'm saying, some of them right now. We got some of them that they just not going to be around because they not getting what they want. But in business, you're going to have, I mean, I got married people in my group. So because they know I carry myself respectfully, women can be around me that's married in a business sense, in a business setting. You see what I'm saying? So I'm extremely thankful for my mentality because I'm not gonna do anything or even say anything that's gonna put me in a position where I can go to New York or Atlanta, or you know what I mean? I'm about to go everywhere. So I'm not about to I'm never gonna do anything
Well,
like that. But
if you ever
just keeping
come
the
to
right
Atlanta,
mentality.
make sure that you holler at me. I know you gave me your number. I'm gonna
Of
give you my
course,
contact information. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you come by my gym, man. You know what I mean?
I
So
will.
if you ever touch down in Hartsfield or whatever, just holler at me. Say, hey, coach, I'm gonna be Atlanta, blah blah blah. Can you pick me up from the airport or whatever? I come get you.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in Atlanta at some point. I gotta see exactly when. We working on some things. Yeah, we definitely working on some things. Um, I mean, we 215 in. Man, I don't even know where we go from here, man. Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. Because since I was so honest and real on this live, right? So I'm just gonna give you everybody the breakdown and we're gonna go ahead and close the show out. I am gonna pray and close the show out, right? Now, I have to file my taxes. I do have to file my 2025 taxes, so I'm gonna go ahead and log off and knock that out. My lawyer wants me to have that done ASAP, so I also have to get some paperwork together. Everything that I made for the last 6 months for TikTok, and DoorDash and Uber Eats, and I had to get some paperwork together right now for my lawyer. Now, with that being said, I had a lot going on last year, and everything is working out well now. Though everything is working out well, and I'm thankful that I do have an avenue to build off of, right? So I'm blessed by God and I'm super appreciative. Um and we're gonna go from there. Let me pray, and we're gonna get last words, man. And I'm just thankful. Cause this is a quaint, that's why I say I love our environment right now, because it's quaint, which means we small in numbers, but we mighty. And when two or more together together in prayer, we can, break strongholds and we can build and we can prosper, right? And so I'm extremely thankful for everybody now. Um Heavenly Father, thank you for your grace, your love, your mercy. Thank you for blessing us to see another day and breathing life into us, gathering us together to fellowship with one another. I just ask that you uplift everybody in their own lives and own searches, situations, their families. Bless them, Lord, that your will be done. And we just ask that you continue to grow and prosper the channel and just help us to continue to build a community and fellowship with one another. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen,
Amen.
amen, brother.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen. So, uh, final word, anybody, let's, final thoughts. Anybody got anything before we close out? And then we're going to be back tomorrow. We'll be back. I'm going to do that, handle that tax business. And then we'll be back Thursday, Friday, of course.
Yeah, I just want to just add to what you just said. Just tell every man to seek the Lord when he may be found. And our God is faithful and just to forgive us of all our sins, and he will abundantly pardon us. Anything that we done, any transgressions that we have done against him. I just want to lead the show with that. Y'all brothers stay blessed, man. I'll be praying for you. Pray my
Amen.
strength in the Lord too. Peace.
Peace, brothers.
Appreciate you, Coach. Appreciate you, Prize. One,
You already
listen,
know what it is, Brody.
appreciate you, Prize. Listen, thank everybody in the chat, man. Everybody that blessed us today. Listen, we done had color in the chat every live. Let's go. That means y'all helping us grow. Y'all want to see us do well. Shout out to Dr. Cam. Shout out to TD and Prize locking in the membership today. Shout out to AC in the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Listen, we got a lot of members now. So now I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna do the April's first raffle. And since we got two new members today, instead of 40, we're gonna do $50. So we're gonna do $50 on the April 1st raffle for our YouTube members. That's just a way to give back, a way to give thanks. I want to give back something. And I know we're just getting started, right? But I do want to start giving back immediately. So that way, we can kind of continue to build momentum, and then we'll have different giveaways. God willing, in the future, we'll have our merch and different things. So, just I appreciate y'all support. And shout out to the Sports on Network. Shout out to my brother BVO, a great brother with a great vision. Also shout out to my brother TD Sports Talk and Dub CDK, Crush the Legend. My brother Juan Prize, Marky Dan. Listen, everybody that I'm connected to, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate you know who you are. Everybody that's kind of sold into me on this journey. The grind don't stop. We working. We definitely working. And I'm gone. Love.
I need money.